the start of twilight racing for the season in Hong Kong. Welcome to Racing to Win, where we've got it covered for you on Sunday. 11 races too. There's simulcast racing right across the course of the weekend. So plenty of quality coming up. But our main focus is the Sha Tin meeting. Tom Wood, Nick Chol joins us. Nick, there's 2 Group 3s at Sha Tin.
There is indeed, yeah, absolutely. And look, there are some quality horses lining up. That goes without saying. Obviously, Group 1 winners as recently as Champions Day, of course, and some very exciting young horses too.
Well, there are indeed. Tom, are there jackpots? And we've also got Romantic Warrior and Voyage Bubble in Japan.
Yeah, we do. The Yasuda Kinnan coming up at the weekend. It's time to get underway before the first race here in Hong Kong. Of course, looking forward to those sunset vibes. 7 o'clock, the sunset here in Hong Kong. So that's around about race number 7. There is a jackpot as well for the triple trio of $1.6 million. So that's estimated to get around to $4 million for the TT on Sunday.
We've been having a special guest on the weekend edition of Racing to Win for quite some time. Today, we hear from an informed Karis Teetan.
Victor, the winner, turns the tables on Lucky Swainess. Karis on Galaxy Patch, and he left them in a galaxy far, far away. Mugen's coming though. Attala Big Eel runs on. Mugen's the one. He has high speed, high straight line speed, and he's too good.
Karis Teetan, we enter this Group 3 weekend. You appear to be in top form. Second in the Jockeys Premiership. How are you at the moment?
Yeah, we're sort of approaching towards the end of the season now, and really happy with how the season has gone so far. Just trying to sort of stay consistent the whole season, and again being second on a log against some of the world's best jockeys in Hong Kong. It's really incredible, and I just hope I can just keep getting the support I'm getting from the trainers and the owners. That will be awesome for next season.
Why has this season been so good? Is it support? Is it confidence? Is it just the way you're riding? I mean, can you put your finger on it?
Well, the most important thing is to try stay consistent and keep a good relationship with the trainers, as well as for yourself or myself, you still sort of have to personally be sort of very disciplined in many ways. So I think putting all together and trying to do a few change here and there has definitely improved this season.
Let me talk to you about the Group 3s at the weekend. Firstly, the Lion Rock Trophy over 1,600 metres. Encountered. Give us your thoughts on him.
Well, he sort of, the last run, I know he did not perform to his best. So I think they gave him a little bit time off, and he's come back again now. I trialled him, and he's trialled pretty good. He's a horse that's sort of going into a race with running with stronger horses. So he's got a bit of class and quality about him. So I'm hoping it's not a really big field, but I'm hoping he can sort of bring his best, and if he does bring his best, I believe he can be competitive. With the horses with the lightweight, it's always gonna be hard, but I'm just hoping his quality can help him.
Did you feel a bit of a spark when you did gallop him recently, and obviously in that trial?
Yeah, I was really happy in his trial because he sort of worked nicely towards the line, and I did a gallop on him on the grass, and I was really happy the way the horse pulled up.
And Galaxy Patch is in the race. You know him very well. You've won on him 4 times this season. He's going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, of course. He's a really smart horse, and he's gonna be the most danger in the race. So he's a really progressing horse. So he's gonna be one of them for me to look out for.
Now with Zach away this weekend in the Sha Tin Vase, the 1,200 metre race, you picked up Kai Ying Rising. You must be delighted with that ride. Yeah,
of course. It's a good ride to pick up. But I think I picked it up more because of the weight, not because Zach not here. But you know what? He's a really smart horse, and he's done nothing wrong this season. His win last time was just in different level. Went up to Chung Fa to trial him, and I was really happy with his trial. Just looking forward to riding him now.
I mean, you are out of the handicaps by some way, but you do have a lightweight, and he is an incredibly promising galloper. Does that give you confidence?
Yeah, of course. It is a massive jump for a young progressing horse like him. But for David to think that a horse like that can go into the race, under Saffron, he must have thought already how good the horse is. So we are really hoping that he can stand up to what Connection are thinking about him. So yeah, I'm just really excited to be on a young horse progressing like that.
In terms of where he might be in the run, you've been drawn in barrier number 6. Would it be just sort of follow Victor the winner, who's likely to go forward?
Well, it's a really small race, and it seems like, you know, most of his races he's put himself in a very handy position. He's going to have no weight on his back, like you said. I think he's just going to come out and sort of flop around where Victor the winner is, and, you know, hope he can sustain that toward the winning line.
Just a final question, a full book of rides, of 11 rides for you on Sunday. Any others that stand out for you in that book?
There's a couple that's there, but I think, you know, another nice horse that I'm riding is Lucy in the Sky. He's a really smart horse, and, you know, last time I just thought the way the track was running, the leader got away. I think if he gets a good run this time, he'll be really competitive.
Karis Teetan there, Nick, and full book of rides, some good ones amongst them, and likely favourite for the Jockeys Challenge, you'd imagine.
I would have thought so, yeah. Look, he has got some very nice. He's actually the busiest jockey in Hong Kong so far this season, 609 rides. Zach Purton's only had the 600, so he's 9 behind him, so a bit of ground to make up there. But he's never won either of these Group 3s either, so he'll be wanting to win one, if not both of them, Tom.
And he's got a grand chance, certainly in the second of them, with the Ka-Ying Rising. He's got the lightweight, obviously out of the handicap. I don't think that's going to be a concern for him, but is a 3-year-old taking on some of the seasoned older horses with handicap conditions.
Including a Group 1 winner in Invincible Sage. But that race is coming up in part 2 of the show. Meeting details for Sunday are as follows. B course, all 11 races on the turf. No, that is not a typo. 4 o'clock start time for race 1. We go through until 20 minutes past 9. 2 races we focus on, obviously the Group 3s, the Lion Rock Trophy and the Sha Tin Vase. Super Sunny Sings come out of race 8. So number 5 is withdrawn from the Lion Rock Trophy, where Beauty Joy, he was a winner 2 starts ago in a group company, and he's since run 7th behind Beauty Eternal in the Champions Mile encounter. We heard from Karis, he's been back to the trials since a disappointing performance. Taj Dragon, last start Class 1 winner. Galaxy Patch, he ran 5th last time in the Champions Mile. We've got the Golden Scenery and Datella Bigil both coming up in grade, as is Cheng Cheng Glory, Tom, who was a 5-time winner over the 1600 metres.
Yeah, and he could be able to get to the front here. Well, he should be able to get to the front here and maybe dictate a pace that's not overly strong. There's a couple of possibilities in this, but he looks like the most likely one to lead here, does Cheng Cheng Glory, and it dictates the pace. The other, of course, is Encountered, so we'll see what they do with him this time around Encountered. You've got Taj Dragon, the Golden Scenery, or Tullabagil likely to get back, but I don't think the pace will be overly strong for the 1600 metres.
Recent winners of the race, Nick, have been the Beauty horses. Joy 2 years ago and Eternal won it last year, so the Quocks are looking for 3 in a row.
Yeah, look, and obviously it's always been a sort of a light-weighted horses race, so it always pays to sort of look for those further down the weights there. But Sky Darcy, of course, a good horse in his own right. Good old Ka-Ying Star used to turn up to almost every group race, and Champions Way was also pretty decent.
Yep, of course, Beauty Eternal, he went on to taste Group 1 glory this season.
He did indeed in the Champions Mile, of which we head to our first replay now, Tom. It's not the Champions Mile for Taj Dragon. He did run 6th in the race, but it's this Class 1 win from him last time over the 1400 metres.
And there was plenty to like about him this day, Taj Dragon, because he had the claim of Alice Wong. He was taking £7 off there, and he was back at his favourite course and distance of 1400 metres. Back up to 1600 metres is the concern I have for him, which is the reason in the end why I've left him out. He carries £1 extra here, but he just loves 1400 metres, Nick. When it comes to 1600 metres, he's not seen to his best effect. No,
he hasn't been, and obviously only a couple of starts, but both of those runs have not been as good as he's 14, in fact nowhere near. So Tom makes a very salient point. He's improved £36 this season, but he'd need to improve again to win this.
We have his stablemate in the race, Nick, in Galaxy Patch. He's been all over the place as far as the distances go. He runs 5th here, but Zach just, as we know, stole the Champions Mile on the leader, Beauty Eternal.
Yeah, look, it was always going to be a tough ask. I mean, you've got Taj Dragon, as you say, in the race as well, though, so he's come out and franked this form. But look, Galaxy Patch, he seemingly has very untapped potential even at this stage. I mean, he's shown some very good form over 6 furlongs. He was second, of course, in a derby. And again, he, a bit like Taj Dragon, I don't know what it is, Tom, but Pierre's got this knack of really getting horses to progress on through, and he's done it with this guy. I mean, he's up £43 this season.
Yeah, so he's had a terrific season, and we still don't actually know what his best trip is, Mark. He's had all of his wins over 1200 metres, but he's run a derby trip, and he's run that well. He's been over 1600 metres, he's been over 1400 metres at the top level here in Hong Kong as well, so we're still yet to get fully to the bottom of him.
We are indeed. He's a very exciting prospect, is a Galaxy Patch. The Golden Scenery 4th in this one, Tom. Cheng Cheng Glory Glory, too good. Lyle Hewitson on board for Francis Loy. Another one right down the bottom that gets in with a very light weight on the back of a last start victory.
9 pounds out of the handicap here with 115 on his back this time round. Might put up a couple over, does Lyle. He was probably just a little worse than midfield. Loomed up at the 200 metres and put Outgate away pretty stylishly over the final stages. The Golden Senior, of course, has placed at Group 3 level this season already in the Celebration Cup. Race off the pace here, Nick, but he'll be up on the pace dictating this time round.
I think so, yeah. And look, he's very lightly weighted, as mentioned. There might be a pound or two over there with Lyle. I think 117, maybe his minimum there. But he's very honest, loves his course and distance, so wouldn't shock me in the slightest if he ran well.
Our old friend the Worm is back here, Nick, as we see nothing between them, so kissing worms at the moment.
Yeah, look, it's all come together now, hasn't it? With the 59 winners a piece there. So I think it was always going to happen. I mean, Pierre had a lot of horses that were doing very well in the first half of the season. I'd give a notable one, of course, but Francis seems to be unleashing some nice untapped horses, Tom.
And he's had a terrific month, has Francis, as we are done with the May race meetings. We're into June for this meeting. There's Pierre's runners. He's got a few sort of lower class gallopers there. Super Bonus, Bold Emperor. Greenwich resuming. Galaxy Patch and Taj Dragon through the Group 3 race, and then over to Mugen. Not really sure where Hoss is. He's 3 points away from a class drop, and Turin Star Spangled's trialled up well.
He has, yeah. No, I agree with Hoss. I mean, he's sort of lost his way a bit there, hasn't he? But Francis Loy, he's got a couple going in the second, both of whom I think have got chances there. Noble One, King Miles looks a decent chance in the fifth. Hasten Delight he's got as well, and obviously Chang Cheng Glory. Stoltz, query of the trip with him, and second to none's a very nice horse.
I think they've got pretty even books, both of those two trainers, so come the end of Sunday night, 9:20, we could still be locked up, I think.
We could indeed. It's the biggest showdown since the Rocky movies. Ung versus Loy. All right, Tom, who wins the first of the Group 3s?
Yeah, I've gone the way in the feature event, of course, of Galaxy Patch here. I think he can win, of course, coming out of the Champions Mile last time out, and Vincent Ho riding here for Pierre. Vincent having his first spin around on the horse. Of course, he rode him in a recent trial where he was under a hold. Chang Cheng Glory makes it in. He'll be trying to dictate off the front. Or Tullabagil, he looked like he was going nowhere at the 300 metres, then exploded late to only just miss last time out behind Taj Dragon. And Beauty Joy has to shoulder the top weight. He is the past winner of this race. He gets an opportunity here as well. 4, 8, 7 and 1.
Yeah, extremely similar numbers. Got the same top two as Tom. I think the 4 is the one that they've got to beat here. Galaxy Patch. He's a very smart horse, and I think the world's his oyster going forward. Really, he's 106 rated now and could have a really big season next, but could end this one on a high. Also, Chang Cheng Glory in for second. I think he'll give his running here. The 8. Beauty Joy in there, the top weight. He's run well in this, obviously winning it and then third in it last year. For the last couple of seasons. And Ortola Bagil, I thought he was probably best of the rest in this race. 4, 8, 1, 7.
That's a look at race number 8. Of course, 2 of our very best to take place in the Yasuda Kinnan in Japan this weekend. We heard from Zach Persson re his ride Voyage Bubble on the midweek show of Racing to Win. Well, on the way to the break, it's James McDonald with his thoughts on Romantic Warrior.
He's happy, he's healthy, he's in good form, so that's all we can ask. He looks really, really well. It's probably the best I've ever seen him look. Danny's obviously just bided his time, ticked him over beautifully, well placed, and he's targeted the right races. So he's no exception. He's coming here in good form.
How about the distance, the drop back to a mile? Is there concern about it?
Look, it's not his most favourite distance. The 2000 is his favourite distance, but in saying that, this horse has got a lot of pace when you want to use it. He's got a tremendous will to win, which takes him a long way, and he loves fast run races. So we're about to find out, but I have the most confidence in him.
Welcome back to Racing to Win, previewing the first twilight meeting of the season at Sha Tin on Sunday. Before we get back to the second of the Group 3s, Tom, you have got a last run reminder for us.
Yes, and it is Steps Ahead, who was very good at his Hong Kong debut for the Francis Loy stable, and here he is in this race here, which was race number 661, and he was on the back foot at the start last time out. Of course, this going back to the 11th of May. Through that first 800 metres, it was 46.4 rate. Just a tick outside the usual standard. He was able to follow the fence home and really finished off strongly. Now, this race was, of course, dictated by Heyday, who was in front here over Lopan Spirit, but once he came out into the clear, off the rail there, really liked the way he finished off. That's Prince of Porty, who's also going around on the same card out wider. So I thought there was a bit to like about his debut here. Like the way he found the line over the concluding his stages. He's a son of Written By, and it's Vincent Ho, Francis Lloyd from barrier number 1. For his first up assignment, of course, it was Hugh Bowman on board.
It was. So a fitter steps ahead. Race 7, number 5, the last run reminder for Tom. On to the second of the Group 3 races now. It is the running of the Sha Tin Vase at Group 3. Victor, the winner at the top of the book, has had a trial since we last saw him. Invincible Sage won the Chairman's Sprint Prize last time. Stoltz on the comeback trail. We've got Mugen and also Sonpak Fu, both carrying very light weights. And then the exciting Karis Rising we heard from Karis in the first part of the show, Tom. But Victor, the winner, in his favourite role, leading from 9.
Yeah, and we know he's a strong leader, and although he is drawn wide here, he should be able to get across and lead up in this race. Stoltz has got good early pace, but you have to say he's very questionable over the 1200 metres. Karis Rising won't be too far away. The last start Group 1 winner, Invincible Sage, should get a nice run through on the inside. And Flying Ace, well, he is in this race drawn at barrier number 3, his best ever draw from 20 starts to date so far.
Poor old Flying Ace knows a lot about the outside gates. Nick, the previous winners of the race include Lucky Sweynesse.
They do indeed, yes. Winning it last year, of course. Zach was on board him. And a couple of notable winners there, 2022 and 2021, obviously, both of them 3-year-olds, Cordyceps 6 and Courier Wonder there. So it can certainly suit a younger horse. And there's just a win on the weights that they've carried, Tom.
I don't think Courier Wonder ever won another race after this either, after winning the Sha Tin Vase. But it does suit the horses with the lighter weights. But you can, of course, still win with a big weight of 130 plus.
So on that graphic, it's going to be hard for Invincible Sage, Sight Success and Stoltz to win with just limited victories for the middle tier. Chairman's Sprint Prize, Tom Invincible Sage. He's stalking the speed. Victor, the winner. How Deep Is Your Love, 5th. Flying Ace, 4th. And Mugen charges home.
Yeah, so this was Invincible Sage, and he stalked the pace here. The pace was Victor, the winner, California Spangle, and he just was camped off them on the inside there and travelled well. And once he got into the clear part of the track here, Bowman off the back of California Spangle, he was able to run past them, and look, he's sitting so quietly there. How Deep Is Your Love was good. Mugen here, Nick ran a career best performance, so I think he's in this again, a 2-time course and distance winner, but his trial was a little on the basic side, I thought.
Yeah, and look, again, it just goes back to what we said there in the first half, that, you know, Pierre Ng's horses, he's got a number of improvers in that stable, but look, on the day, Invincible Sage was much the best. He's travelled up, he's the last one off the bridle, and he's won it quite convincingly. So look, on form, he's got to be the one to beat, surely.
And that is Invincible Sage. Now, we haven't seen Sight Success, Nick, since the Al-Quoz in Dubai. He has had a couple of trials for trainer John Size. Have you liked what you've seen? Haven't minded
it at all, actually. He's a quality horse on his day, this guy. He's got the blinkers going on first time as well. The pacifiers with the cows are being dispensed with. He has one fresh, so look, I'm not sure, I'm not privy to whether or not this has been the plan from John and the connections to leave him fresh for this, but he can race well fresh. He's got a notable scalp of Lucky Sweynesse this season, so his form's all there for a bold show, Tom.
Yeah, and the trial looked good, moved well there. A few gear changes. Of course, he has enjoyed that trip away to Dubai in the past, and he is a Group 2 winner of the season already too.
He is. That is a Sight Success. Now, this is a very exciting galloper, Tom. In the deep end even further this week for Karis Rising, but he did beat some high-class horses here, and he carries even less weight than the ones he bashed up this day.
Yeah, he had them in trouble a fair way from home, didn't he? Karis Rising, 8 pounds out of the handicap, 115 pounds, is up outside the leader. Dispensed with packing treadmill pretty quickly here in the straight, and he's trialled up just as good since has Karis Rising. So with the lightweight, he has to be dangerous, but he is the 3-year-old here, Nick, taking on the older horses in a couple of Group 1 performers too.
Yeah, for sure. Look, and for all he might well be in the wrong end of the pool, I don't think he's going to need those armbands, because he's very smart, and look, he looks as if he's got plenty still to offer, and he's a smashing horse, really.
There he is, 6 starts for 4 wins and 2 seconds, so never ever gone a bad race. Karis Rising as he arrives in Group 3 company in the Sha Tin Vase. Victor, the winner, Nick, he's been back to Chungfa since fading in the Chairman's Sprint Prize. He led all of the way, and he does it well up in China.
He does, yeah, nice enough trial. He's always obviously been a very talented horse, and that came certainly to the fore when winning his Group 1, of course. So, look, he'll race on speed. He won't mind a bit of cut out of the ground as well, should there be any, which could well be a distinct possibility. Can lead, but look, the big weight is going to be a concern. He's got to give £6 away to another Group 1 winner.
He does, so 124 his rating, and he's got the top weight, and I think that does suit Invincible Sage even more, because he doesn't have to carry the big weight. He's still under 100 £130. So that brings him right in. Victor, the winner, I've left him out of this race. His trial was good, but just think probably a little tough here with that weight.
A good push going on here for Invincible Sage as we head back to Chungfa now. Tom, this is Stoltz. He's had 3 trials. We haven't seen him race since October last year. He's been off the scene with a right fall humerus injury.
Yeah, and that was, of course, when he won the National Day Cup. He won down the straight over 1,000 metres and stalked at the pace there. Good trial win by 2.5 lengths, but the record, Nick, 0 from 4 across all columns. 1,200 metres has to be the concern. He's only ever won 1,000 and 1,000 at the Valley.
Yeah, massive concern, really, all things considered. I mean, as you say, 0 from 4 over the trip. He's a proper dyed-in-the-wall 1,000-metre horse, this, and he's a very talented one, but I think he'll come up a bit short against some proven 1,200-metre horses.
Yeah, he has won first up. He's also placed first up in the past, but as the boys said, that's all been over 1,000 metres. Invincible Sage, Tom, or are you going for a slight upset?
No, definitely with Invincible Sage here. He is one of the 2 Group 1 winners in the race, and he was dominant last time out when he stalked the pace, and with 129 pounds here below top weight, he's going to be tough to beat. The horse at the bottom is Ka Ying Rising. He has to be respected. Like the way How Deep Is Your Love finished off behind Invincible Sage. He's trialled up very well since, and Mugen, who's also slightly out of the handicap here, wasn't overly fussed on his recent trial, but on his race day form, he needs to be respected here. 2, 9, 6 and 7.
Yeah, look, I'm going to go with Ka Ying Rising here, this 3-year-old. I know he's got quite a bit to find on bare form with some Group 1 winners, but he's a very exciting horse. And Karis obviously on board. He will, I think, do the 115, so he won't be any worse off at the weights here. So Ka Ying Rising, for me, having improved plenty this year, I think he can improve a bit more here and continue a good record for 3-year-olds. Invincible Sage in for second. Look, he's, I think, the standard bearer in this, judged on that win on Champions Day. Psych Success, I could have running a decent race here. He's been left fresh for this, it would seem. And Victor, the winner, look, I put him in. Big ask with the big weight, but he is a Group 1 winner, and there are a number in this race that aren't. So 9, 2, 3, 1 for me.
We have seen both of the Group 3 races on the show. There are 11, of course, and all races are previewed on the website, hkjc.com. Click on audio and video. You'll find a race-by-race analysis. You'll also find some extended last-run reminders there also. Outside of the one we saw on the show in Steps Ahead, but the end of the show is not too far away. Tom, we need a best bet, please.
Best bet comes up midway through the program at Market. Say John Size trained to Galloper in race 6, number 4, Stellar Express, with Hugh Bowman riding. He's only had limited starts, I should say. He's been there or thereabouts in them all, and he was closing off pretty strongly here last time out. Of course, a couple of starts ago he was very unlucky and wasn't beaten overly far. I think he should have probably won last start. So this was going back a couple of runs ago. The form's been good. So James Tack has been racing well, full credit. Gracious Express there as well, performing and winning. Grand Nova race 4, number 5, also for John Size. He had a bit of a tough run last time out as well, and Awesome Treasure, Grand Nova, Silver Destiny. Silver Destiny's got the blinkers going on for Dinner Ship. He's the play for race 4.
Yeah, quite keen on Steps Ahead here in race number 7, horse 5. That was a really pleasing run on debut, as we've already mentioned with the last run reminder, and I'm sure he's going to be popular amongst many here. I've got plenty of time for the horse just in behind him. That's Lopan Spirit. The winner, he reopposes, better off at the weights this time. That horse running on to 5th is Strathpether. He's won since as well, so form's pretty solid there. The long shot, race 11, number 14, Lost Child, stays on the mark of 60. I think he could be a decent enough price and go well. And the play, race 9, numbers 2, 3 and 9 in one of the Group 3s.
Galaxy Patch, he's not going to be any sort of value, but he can get the win on Sunday. He's a very exciting horse. Vincent Ho on board for Pierrong. Yichong Raider, trial well leading into that race at Sha Tin last time when he was about 120 to 1, and he ran on to finish second. It was a good ride from Ben Thompson. Will make him the long shot and the play, race 5. King Miles moved fast trial well since his debut, and Yichong Raider 169 in a QQP. The diary for what is upcoming: back to Happy Valley on Wednesday night, trackside live from 6:10, and then a Saturday meeting on the 8th of June. It will be a twilight meeting at Sha Tin. As it is, Nick, twilight's right through on the weekend now until the end of the season.
Certainly is, yeah. That's something a little bit different as the weather gets a bit warmer, Tom.
Yep, mixture of Saturdays and Sundays coming up.
It is. That has been Racing to Win. We'll see you for a later start under the sunset vibe of 4 o'clock.